Hey everyone, this is a guitar tutorial for Jesus Have It All by Jeremy Riddle. Before we begin, please consider subscribing to my channel or give this video a like and comment below on what else you'd like to see in the future. Additionally, if you're interested in any of the gear that you see today, there are links in the description below. And last but not least, if you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do just that by clicking the three dots next to the like button, and you can go from there, and I really appreciate it. All right, grab your acoustic guitar. You don't need a pick today, which is very rare, but you're going to need a capo, and let's get started. Like I said, you don't need a pick, but you're going to need a capo. It's going to go on the 3rd fret. We're going to be playing in the key of D to match the original key, which is technically F, but here are the chords you need to know. D, A, B minor, G, and E minor. All right, so those are all the chords you need to know. But when we play the intro of the song, the chord shapes are going to vary a little differently. I'm going to start with the basic chord shapes just to get you started off, and then we'll go into the advanced stuff. So for the D chord, I'm putting my index finger down on the G string 2nd fret relative to the capo, technically the 5th fret of your guitar. My middle finger is going to go down on the high E 2nd fret also, and ring finger B string 3rd fret, avoiding strumming the E and A strings, and you have yourself a D chord. All right, and then to play D over F sharp, I forgot to mention that in the intro, you can put your index finger on the low E, 2nd fret, middle finger goes back where the index finger was, G string, 2nd fret, ring finger B string, 3rd fret, and that is D over F sharp. There's another way to play D over F sharp, at least for the intro and the first few parts of the song, but don't worry, I'll go over that in a second. For the E minor chord, pretty easy. Index finger on the A string 2nd fret, middle finger D string 2nd fret, and you get to strum everything. For the B minor chord, I like to bar this, and some people like to play it the easy way, which would be this way. I'll start with the easy way first. Index finger, high E, 2nd fret, middle finger, 3rd fret, B string, ring finger, pinky go on the D and G strings of the 4th fret, but I can only strum the bottom 4 strings. If I were going to play the barred chord version, I bar the entire 2nd fret, minus the low E because we don't really need it. Middle finger, B string, 3rd fret again, ring finger and pinky go on the D and G strings of the 4th fret, and it sounds a little fuller now. So if you can try to do that bar chord, stick with that. Remember, it's going to be hard to smush all those strings down and minus the low E on that 2nd fret, but you can do it. Just practice as much as you can. For the A chord, I'm putting my index, middle, and ring fingers down on the D, G, and B strings of the 2nd fret. And that's strumming the A string down. For the G chord, middle finger, low E, 3rd fret, index finger, A string 2nd fret, ring finger and pinky go on the high E and B strings of the 3rd fret as well. And this is the G chord. And I would be remiss to forget the G major 7 at the very, very end of the song. This is what Jeremy Riddle is actually playing. And in the YouTube video, there's actually a close-up shot of his left hand playing this very chord. So this is the G major 7, putting your middle finger down on the low E again, 3rd fret, and then your index finger is just going to go down on the high E 2nd fret. And this sounds like this. Now you can put that ring finger down, which is probably what Jeremy's doing. I have to look at the video again, but I think it's that, and it sounds really cool. Kind of jazzy sound. All right, so those are all the chords you need to know. I'm going to go over the intro after we play through the song, and that is actually a pretty good chunk of the song. So I'm going to play it right now, but don't worry, I'll break it down after we play through it. So here is the intro. That's essentially the intro of the song, and again, I'll break it down for you after we play through it, so don't worry if you're trying to figure that out by just watching me there. I will break it down after we play through it, so don't worry, I'll put the chords on screen for you, and I'll say them as we go along. As always, here we go. D. D over C sharp. E minor. G, D,
Jesus, have my heart, my will, my soul. Jesus, have my
D over C sharp,
my dreams, my world. With joy I lay it
E minor,
down. With joy I kiss my
G,
friends. Jesus, have it.
D,
To you I bring my praise, my lips, my song, a living sacrifice.
D over C sharp,
As one reborn, your life is now my
E minor,
Your will is what I
G,
want. Jesus, have it.
D,
Oh, Jesus, have it.
G,
Jesus, have it.
B minor,
To you belongs the glory,
A,
the praise of all.
E minor,
Jesus, have it.
G,
Jesus, have it.
B minor,
Oh, blessing and
A,
oh, majesty and
E minor,
Jesus, have it.
D,
Jesus, have your church, your love, your bride, the joy for which you
D over C sharp,
you are light, radiant
E minor,
and wash them pure.
G,
Jesus, have us.
D,
Jesus, have your worth, your due, your son, the praise of every
D over C sharp,
nation, tribe, and tongue. Let
D
all
over
that
F sharp,
has been
E minor,
glorify you.
G,
Jesus, have
D,
it. Oh, Jesus, have it.
G,
Jesus, have it.
B minor,
To you belongs the
A,
the praise of all.
E minor,
Jesus, have it.
G,
Jesus, have it.
B minor,
A blessing and all
A,
honor, oh, majesty and
E minor,
oh, Jesus, have it.
G,
Jesus, have it.
B minor,
To you belongs the
A,
the praise of all.
E minor,
Oh, Jesus, have it.
G,
Jesus, have it.
B minor,
Blessing and all
A,
honor, oh, majesty and
E minor,
Jesus, have it.
G, B minor,
Jesus, have it.
A, E minor,
Jesus, have it.
G, B minor,
Jesus, have it.
A, E minor, G, B minor, A, E minor, G, B minor, A, E minor, G, B minor, A, E minor, Well, everyone, I hope that I was able to help you out with that tutorial. So let's go over that intro. Like I said, I'll break it down for you again. I'm going to start on the D chord, but I'm lifting up my middle finger. So I'm not using all 3 fingers for that chord. I'm not going to use that high E string. I'm going to play it open. So that's the first few notes that I'm strumming, or really plucking. And how am I doing that? Putting my thumb on the D string and then putting my index finger on the right hand, of course, on the G. Then I'm going to use my middle finger to pluck the high E and my index finger to pluck the B string. So I'm playing that 4 different times, or 4 times in progression. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then comes D over F sharp. So I'm using the A string 4th fret, and I'm going to keep the whole D chord shape that I was just playing. So I'm using my pinky to reach for that, but it sounds really, really cool. So now my thumb has to play that F sharp in the A string. So my right hand is plucking with the thumb on the A string, index finger G string, ring finger high E, and middle finger B. Now you can honestly keep the same picking pattern over and over again, but I find that sometimes if I'm switching to a different chord, I might switch up my picking style. I know that might not be kosher for some people, but that's okay. Whatever floats your boat, and as long as you get those correct notes out and it's comfortable for you and it's not straining your hand, that's what really matters. Okay, so we did D over F sharp. I'm going to play the E minor, and I use air quotes because I'm using the same chord shape for that D chord, and I'm just adding the low E string so I can get away with that. Low E thumb, index finger G, high E with that ring finger, and middle finger again on the B string. So that's what that right hand's doing. And then finally the G chord. I'm just putting my middle finger down on that low E. It's keeping the same picking pattern though, and the index finger is still staying on that G string, 2nd fret. Now all together, really slowly, it sounds like this. D over F sharp, E minor, G, and back to D. Now for the E minor, I'm only playing it for 2 beats and the G for 2 beats. So that's something to think about when you're playing. So D for 4, D over F sharp for 4, E minor for 2, G for 2. Something to think about when you're playing that intro. After that, when you're playing the first chorus, you're actually plucking that as well. I'm not going to get into detail about that because I don't want to make the video too long, but you can do almost the same picking style as you're going through those chords. Now, in the B minor, I'm not barring everything. I'm actually kind of playing it as an open chord, so don't bar it. Just use your index finger to press down that A string 2nd fret, and everything else you'll need. So now you can get that high E sound when you're plucking that same pattern, like kind of like the intro. You want that sound. And I think, honestly, it sounds pretty close to what Jeremy's playing in the video. And maybe you can comment below on if I'm wrong, and hopefully I'm not. But if I am, hey, help me out and help the people that are watching this out, because this is a great song. And I have to say, Jeremy Riddle has been putting out some really, really good stuff lately. Just my 2 cents. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, comment below on what else you'd like to see in the future. And again, if I helped you out and you really appreciated it, you can go and click those 3 dots next to the like button, and there should be a menu that pops up that says thanks, and you can go from there, and I really appreciate it. All right, thank you so much, guys. Have a great week. God bless.